My name is OYEBOLA FAMUYIWA. I am the lead photographer at Porter Clay Photography. Apart from wedding photography, I do a couple of other types of photography. One is art by Oye, where I create fine art pictures, and the other is a photo booth, which is in a mobile vehicle. Photography to me is my means of expression. It's one of my means of expression, but of late has been like my biggest means of expression. I dabbled into a couple of things while growing up. Some I still do, but not as much as I do photography. So for me, when I go to create images, I don't just create images because I just want to. There's like a push from I don't know from where. And there's like this hunger to create something. And once I create it and I see it, I get satisfied. It's just satisfying for me. Photography is one way I really express myself. All right, so I'll be talking about Fumiya and Anu. Okay, I've known Fumi for a while now, probably about 5, 6, 7 years, thereabout. And she actually saw one of my works that I wasn't proud of. And she thought, well, this was beautiful. Okay, fine. And so I had to do some work for the family, and since then I've been very close to the family. And so when I was called to shoot a wedding, it didn't come as a surprise, you understand? But for me, I think I wanted to just pay her back with all the good she's done for me. So I took it to art. And yes, they've been dating for a very long time. And so it was like, oh, finally, yes. It was, we started with the pre-wedding. The pre-wedding was at Maison for a night in Lagos here. Everything was done in Lagos here. We had the traditional wedding on the mainland, and we had the white wedding on the island here. It was at what point, if I remember. My click moment from the wedding was from the pre-wedding for me. We had shot, we had done a couple of things, everybody was a bit tired. Then it was over. All of a sudden, I saw this reflection through the wall. They had this glass, almost like different glasses cut together. And for me, I saw them in different spots. So it was just like, okay, you guys, please just hold on. I know I've done a lot, but please just hold on. I need to do this picture. And I did some back and forth, and yeah, 1 or 2 images were not right, but I got the final image, and I think I was very, very proud of it. And you know, basically, that's what I showed you earlier on. Yes, for me, that was my click moment. Everything summed up to that for me. For as long as I've known Fumi, I've always known Anu. And I realized over a while, he would, maybe at family events, he would pop up. Then it was the graduation. I guess that was where he was able to meet a father. So it's interesting, the mother knew about the relationship, but it was at our graduation because they put them at doctor. So it was during their, what's it called again? Induction, yes, in UCH Ibadan. They now came up with, oh, this is it. And the father was surprised, but the mother wasn't surprised. So everybody was like, so you knew about this all the while? Yeah, and so they've been best of friends. It was just, it was a no-brainer. It was just a no-brainer. They're very good friends, yes. Photography started in different ways for me. But the earliest I remember was when we had a photographer come take pictures of us as kids in the house. We needed to do some family portraits. And he came, flashed some light on us, and some few days after he brought printed, I could not understand it. I started questioning, how did he create that? Fast forward to many years, I went to school in Ibadan. And my uncles would send pictures from the US, printed pictures and negatives for other family members who want to print. I stayed with my grandfather while in secondary school. So while looking at all those pictures, we didn't have Instagram then, that was our Instagram. So I would go through all the pictures over, I don't know how many times I went over them for 6 years. But after looking at all the images and I'm bored, I'll take the negatives, I'll start looking at them. And I'll start matching the images. Okay, fine. This print, I think I've seen it somewhere. But the difference is that in the actual print, this guy was wearing red. But in this, I see green. So I didn't really understand it. Years after again, that was in my GS3, I saved up some money and I bought my first camera. After buying that camera, I had to use film. I bought film, fixed it in, snapped, and I brought out my film to check because I wanted to see the finished product. And it wasn't showing like the processed one. I didn't know anything about processing of film. So I thought it was just immediately, as soon as I shoot like this, it would just convert. So I opened it up. I didn't find anything. I threw it off. I went to buy another one. Did the same thing. Opened it up. And talking about 2001, 2001, $350 or 300 naira wasn't small money. I was buying film for, I think, that price. So I was just wasting it. It got to one time, I just went to the shop, bought this film. Right there, I tore it. I paid for it. I just opened it. They just started, don't open it, they're going to spoil it. I didn't know. So that was when I said, okay, fine, so I'm supposed to process it. So I took pictures, went to process it. Of course, it was bland because I'd opened it. So I just knew, okay, fine, the next one I'm going to have, I'm not going to open it up. I did that and it worked. It worked. I was able to get my images. Years after that, of course, that camera got stolen, bought another one or something like that. Years after, my uncle gave my brother and I some money. I think 24,000 naira each. I think it was for Christmas as well. I think it was 25K. I went to Computer Village, bought a digital camera for 24,000. Olympus. I felt good. I felt like, man, this is it. This is a digital. I bought it, and 2 days after going out, I came back home. I just put on my camera again, and I saw the screen. Colors. I was almost dazed. I'd cracked my screen because it was in my pocket. I think when I was entering the car, I hit it and I didn't know. So it had cracked the screen. For me, that was like 24,000 naira. So I started looking for how to solve that screen. I went to Alaba. I went to Oshodi. I went to Ikeja. It was when I went to Alaba. And someone said, I think what you can do is go to Aroloya in Lagos Island. Okay. I got directions to Aroloya while I was doing IT, because I happened to be my IT too. And I went to Aroloya. But before I got to Aroloya, I was already searching things about photography. I was reading a lot. I just swallowing information. So I had known so much, my camera was almost looking inadequate to actually achieve those things I saw. So I went to Aroloya to repair. And as I got there, I saw different cameras. I repaired this camera and I really didn't use it anymore. So I think the cracked screen led me to finding out how to solve it. And in trying to solve my cracked screen, I delved into advanced photography. So I bought my first DSLR then. And from there, it's been adding these, going for this training, shooting this, learning on the job. And so you can imagine the whole line. So I started with a lot of errors, learning, but thank God for Google now. I mean, so it's very easy now. So that's how I started. I'm talking about Oladile and Louisa. So when his wedding came up, we all knew, okay, because he got posted to the UK and he met a beautiful lady there. So I knew he was going to get married to this lady. But where exactly? The UK or, I don't know, Nigeria. But they chose Uganda because she's from Uganda. And so the wedding was in Uganda. And before the wedding, he visited me in Lagos. I actually drove them from Ibadan after his sister's wedding. So they got to my place, and I just did a quick pre-wed for them, just something small. I shot it. It was very nice. I think it's still the display picture for the WhatsApp group for everybody that went to Uganda. It was really nice, a black and white image. Okay, so my click moment for this wedding, because the Ugandan wedding was quite different from the Nigerian wedding. They spoke a lot. Almost every member of the family came out to say something, and they were taking time. The Nigerian people were tired, wanting to dance. So all of us were just, okay. So we only had a little time to dance. Of course, there was time, there was DJ, we danced. But before then, because I had tried to get images from the night, I couldn't get any more because it was already too dark for what I wanted to do initially. So we tried to get some images inside the house. Well, I was still working up to it, because the way photography works for me is I keep building up what I'm going to take pictures of. So yes, after everything, I knew I wasn't just satisfied. And I just told them to pose. I put my lights behind them. And for some interesting reason, God just made it pop. And for me, I was like, oh yes, this is it. So in the midst of everything here, I was still able to get something I'm very, very proud of. And yes, so that was just it. I created that moment for them. I mean, the moment came and I seized it and I captured it. Yes. Africa is very, very rich in culture. And I'm used to the Nigerian culture. So many times I need to tell myself to rediscover the Nigerian wedding, because I know when it's time for people to prostrate, probably, well, maybe it's an Igbo wedding, she carries palm wine to do for her husband. Yeah, so for me it was interesting because I saw a different culture. At some point, yes, I went to the bride when she was in a RM, just sitting down with her friends, and I went to her and I told her to smile, and she didn't smile. I asked her to smile. I was trying to give her some smile. She didn't smile. Apparently, she's not supposed to even look at anybody. She's supposed to keep a very solemn face and all that. I didn't know. I was looking for a smile. I was looking for someone to connect with me and take pictures. But yeah, I still got my images there. So for me, everything was new. If I probably go back for another wedding in Uganda, it would be different, because I would understand a couple of things. So that was what was new to me. And of course, the speeches, there were plenty. Tasking is wedding photography compared to the other things I do, and the other types of photography. Wedding photography is highly tasking. Nigerian wedding photography is, if world photography is this tasking, 0, 2, maybe 1, Nigerian weddings go like 100. Why? Because you have a lot of constraints. To start with, if you're shooting a high-end wedding or a society wedding in this country, make sure you eat before you go. Why? You're going to have to battle with a lot of photographers. You're going to battle with wedding photographers. You're going to battle with press people. It's a madhouse. In Nigerian weddings, one thing I've noticed is you want to create something, but there is no time. So you must think on the go. And sometimes you try so much for the couple, they are more interested in doing something else. When you're like, the very pictures you saw that I created that made you hire me, if I don't do what I have to do now, I won't be able to achieve this thing. So Nigerian weddings are very, very tasking. Compared to other things I do, the photo booth I do, which is Pixpos, it's very, very simple. Just set up, everybody just walks in, it's automated. So, and for the fine art pictures, that one is based on me. It's based on my vision. So I create at my own time. Maybe the only challenging thing would be when I'm accosted by area boys, when I'm taking pictures on the streets. But wedding photography is, one other thing again is that, because you cannot recreate that day, everything starts and ends that day. So you must be on top of your game. You can't afford to miss anything. You can't go back and create that. You must get it right there. So that's why it's very tasking, and the risk is too much. So I'll talk about Yetunde and Dunsin. I've known Dunsin for maybe 22 years. Yes, we met in GS1. but we're not in the same class. I was in senior class. From SS1, we became classmates. And one of the things that struck me about him was his attention to details. He's a very brilliant person. He's a very intelligent person, I'll put it that way. We went to the same university. He was in mechanical engineering, I was in elect. So we're still very close. Even after school, we still had interactions on a WhatsApp group and all that. He's been a very, very good guy. So when he said he was going to get married, I was interested in it. And when he wanted me to cover, even though I wasn't the main photographer, the bride had a best friend's brother shooting it. So he wanted me to also shoot it. For me, I was happy to shoot it. It's my friend. I was paid, but I was happy to shoot it. I could relate where he was coming from to how he acted out at his wedding. He's a very passionate person. And I was saying maybe his attention to details also came out during the wedding, because he was particular about, okay, fine, have they provided this? And it was a very beautiful wedding. It was a beautiful wedding. Sometimes in January this year. Everything was in Lagos. Yeah, Lagos. I shot his proposal, which was quite emotional. My click moment would be just before the church wedding. That was after the traditional in the morning. We were taking pictures, trying to do the first look. Of course, we did the first look. We had a lot of photographers, videographers. It was a bit rowdy. I was trying to just get something that was unique to me. And yes, when they did the first look, they became all lovey-dovey, and I was able to just close in on them. And I think I got a moment. And for me, it was quite intimate. Almost looking into their eyes, both of them looking into their eyes, and they kind of forgot about every other person. And for me, I saw the closeness, I saw the passion in his eyes. Yeah. So for me, that was my click moment. Time constraints. For me, that was like the difficult part of this wedding, trying to balance time. When couples have everything the same day, traditional and white wedding, it's a roller coaster. So time was a big issue. In creating images, you want to have your creative mind at ease. But when there's pressure, time, we need to get to this place, it becomes, although the all was very close, because they dressed up at 4 Points, and the all was just down the road. But going back and forth, you couldn't, of course, nobody could walk that distance now. So we had to drive back and forth, try to park at 4 Points, go upstairs, go through the security at 4 Points with your camera and everything. So it was, the time was an issue for me. Isi and Iyari, I was referred to this wedding. I was referred to the couple. It was even our best friend that reached out to me. They had used a photographer for something, and they didn't really like what they got, so they wanted somebody else. And so they reached out to me. It started quite early. It was fun. The friends are fun. So they made it very easy for me. I was able to take my images without any disturbance. We didn't have so many photographers. I think it was just myself and a videographer. So I had like control to do what I wanted to do. And there was some good time too. So there was no, for me, this wedding was a breeze. Now, because maybe they're not the young kind of couple, maybe 20-year-old, maybe older than that. So there's some things I could not do, especially Iyari wasn't really interested in taking all those. After 1 or 2 pictures, it's like, come on, man, this is fine. But she wanted pictures, so I had to do a lot of maybe 30% posing them and 70% documenting what I could document and all that. For me, the click moment for this wedding was when the bride was dressed and she was coming down the stairs with her friends, with her bridesmaids. I saw the line and I said, okay, fine. I need to do something with this. I need to create something, because they were rushing also. I don't know, makeup artists, they take all the time. So as she was coming down, I noticed she was talking with them. So she kept talking with them, genuinely talking with them. And I was just clicking away, framed, and yes, as soon as I saw it, I said, okay, yes, this is it. I can work with this in post-production, I can do this, I can change this, for me, that was just it.